And everybody in between. How are you? Oh, we can't forget the hybrids either. Hi. I hope you're all well. I hope you guys are having a great week. And I hope you have a great weekend this weekend. And yeah, so the storm isn't as bad as I thought in my area. Kind of shifted, so thank Thor. But yeah, so we're going to be doing our witch lore episode. I can't remember. I think it's like 4. Yeah. But we're doing Michigan today, so I'm excited. I found some pretty cool stuff and things. Yes. All right. So why don't we just get into it? All right. The pure Chinny ghost town. Deep in the woods of Michigan, near an old railroad track, remnants of an old town resides, where it was once a thriving lumber town. Established in 1874, the population ended up shrinking to around 18 people and only 90 bodies buried in their cemetery. Now, nobody remains there. It is known that 2 pandemics of disease killed many in the first wave in 1893. Then again in 1897. Many who survived fled to nearby towns, dropping the population to 25 people in 1901. On the surface, one would chalk this up to be just a disease, but a legend there says there's a more darker explanation to these epidemics. A young woman was accused of witchcraft and exiled with her child into the cold wilderness surrounding the town. The child, being born out of wedlock, could explain the prejudice against her. The child ended up dying, being exposed to the elements in the wilderness, so the mother placed a curse on the town, unleashing the epidemic of disease. The legend says that they ended up tracking her down and hanging her in the cemetery, and either burned her body or buried it in an unmarked area under a tree. Interesting. The next one is the drowning pool. On Mackinac Island, Michigan, there lays a pool of water. Though small in width, it is 20 foot deep. At this pool, women suspected of being witches was tortured by the method called witch dunking. If you saw Salem, you have a pretty good idea of what this is. When Increase Mather dunked, I don't know the witch's name, but he dunked her in water. Okay, but I'll put a picture here so you can see this awful contraption. Witch dunking is a merciless method of torture where the woman is strapped on a chair which is built on a pole so it can operate like a seesaw. It is said the ones in charge of these trials were ruthless. They would not stop submerging the witch or woman until she confessed, filling her lungs with water only to rise her up just before she drowned. If she refused to confess, they would hold her underwater longer. The women confessed just to stop the pain, but they were hung regardless. So it was like drown or be hung. Can't win with those assholes, can ya? People report seeing apparitions of women who drowned there in this pool, in dark shapes in the water, though they leave no ripples with their movements. And our last one today, Etta Fairchild. In 1929, over 200 years after America's last witch trials that took place in Ipswich, Massachusetts, a family in Kalamazoo, Michigan, accused a neighbor of being a witch. Etta Fairchild was known as the last witch of Michigan. She was a 75-year-old widow at the time of her accusation. Eugene and Pearl Burgess invited her to dinner one night. When Etta accepted, she did not know that they planned to end her life. Pearl Burgess claimed that many of the family she had that died in the previous 2 years was a result of Etta's evil spells. They invited her to sit at the dinner table, then attacked her, beating her to death with a pipe, then a hammer, crushing her skull, both arms, and breaking 9 ribs. They thought they were ridding the neighborhood of an evil witch. But, like, who's the real evil bastard here? Just saying. My gosh, it's freezing here. Anyway, unlike other cases that we have covered with this, I know my heart kind of squeezes for these women or the accused, witch or not. Nobody deserves these things. But unlike other ones we've covered, there is a little bit of justice in this one. The Burgess family was proud of what they did, claiming they saved Kalamazoo from death by sorcery. The Burgess children were not charged, but Eugene and Pearl were. Eugene, the coward he is, hung himself in a cell before the trial. Pearl was found guilty of murder. You can find Etta's grave in Riverside Cemetery off of Gull Road in Kalamazoo. Well, that was our 3 witch stories outside of Michigan. Whoop. All right, we have another one coming up soon. I'll be checking my comments for suggestions on who you want to see next and upcoming. And I love you guys. Stay warm. Enjoy the fall. Hoodie weather. Hot chocolate weather. Fuck yeah. All right, I love you all.